Everyone in the chat right now saying, yup, it had a cornucopia. I knew you guys were my people. I want to start by saying that the way that I feel, the way that I think a lot of you feel, the vibes that are surrounding us right now.
Do you all remember that Fruit of the Loom had a cornucopia? Do y'all even know what a cornucopia is? Because I just literally found out what it is. Did y'all know that doesn't just mean that's just not synonymous with plethora? What the fuck? It's a whole thing. It's like a little, never mind. But this is Candace Owens, and apparently she has got a new theory. And I think, okay, so there was like this whole weird thing that happened where Candace Owens kept vilifying Erica Kirk, and saying that it was TPUSA that took out Charlie Kirk, and then and I guess like maybe saying that Erica Kirk was also behind it or something, since she swooped in and got to like take over the entire company, which almost kind of does seem like there was something like I get why people are saying that. That's all I'm going to say. And then she met with Erica Kirk, right? And everybody was like, what happened? Because after they met and had their little conversation or whatever, Candace Owens like kind of changed her beat. She wasn't as much on the attack and everything, especially towards Erica Kirk. And so now I wonder if Erica Kirk was just like, "No, it's cool. I get that you got to do your like conspiracy crap, to keep your insane base, your insane viewers like losing their minds all the time. Just make it so stupid that it won't implicate me. And if it does, it's too stupid to matter. So who cares? I almost wonder if that was part of the little deal that they arranged. So it's like, as long as the conspiracies get so goddamn stupid, then it's fine. That's not a big deal. But all right, here we go.
Now, is that the deep state is in some sort of a panic, right? Yeah. We've acknowledged that over and over again on the show. Something doesn't feel quite right. It feels almost like we are at the beginning of the end of a long satanic run.
There we go. So who had satanic runs? Oh, no, we're not done yet.
That's why, just so you guys know, despite the obviously sobering reality that the world is run by these people, I'm pretty optimistic every day.
I would say it's more of a drunk reality. It should be a drunk reality. You should not be sober in these times.
Explain it. I don't know why. Things are obviously coming apart, but like things have to come apart before they can be put back together. And they're just getting sloppy. And if I could put it into a sentence.
I don't feel like that always applies. I feel like sometimes you don't have to break stuff in order to put it back. You can just make whatever it is better from here. You don't have to break stuff, That would be nice anyway. But unfortunately, I feel like she actually is probably going to be right about this one. Going to have to burn it all down, and set these billionaires straight and then take all their stuff back.
I would say that
Mel Hopper, like we don't have to, we don't have to collect food for you, you big weird freaking grasshopper.
It's almost as if our awareness is the threat, right? Awareness, just our being conscious of what they are doing, somehow spells their doom, which is bringing me to wanting to discuss today, as I promised you, the CIA's Looking Glass Project. Now, we briefly touched upon this.
Kind of like Alice, you're going into a whole Alice in Wonderland theme here.
At the end of last episode, obviously, I'm a conspiracy girly, and I'm thrilled that we get to dive a little bit deeper.
Don't say it like that. It's somehow you make conspiracy people sound even stupider when you say that.
We're on this topic, for those of you that don't know. The first thing that I want to remind you guys is exactly what I said at the top of the show. It is an absolute fact that Charlie Kirk thought that he was a time traveler. He told me he was a time traveler repeatedly. I showed you guys that.
Okay, who had time travel? Who had it? Weirdo? Did you get? No, Weirdo didn't get it. Alien abduction. I see why you. I get it. I see why you went that direction.
Text message exchange. I said to him in response that I didn't feel the same way and that I thought I was from another planet, that I was an alien my entire life.
Damn it. Okay. So I'm sorry. We did, you know what? We got both. There was both of them. We got you too, but it's
just do not get it here. This planet is ghetto. That's how I feel. I don't understand it. The rules don't make sense.
The planet is ghetto? How does that even work? Like what? How does, like, what is the, what, how is there a is there like a distinction between ghetto and not ghetto? Because it's the whole planet. I don't understand.
I think that's also why I like cats so much. I feel that they can relate to that. They think
to the alien abduction thing? Probably. I feel like they, you know, they have some experience there. What?
Think humanity is ghetto. They don't want to be around us. They don't.
Oh, the ghetto thing. Yeah, they do kind of got like an I'm better than everybody else attitude. You know, they said like very Upper East End. You know,
like us. They know it's ghetto. It is ghetto here, right? Well, another.
How do you say ghetto weird? Like, how is it that you say it like whiter than I do? That's really weird.
Bizarre fact is that back when Charlie and I were running around, we met in 2017, top of 2018. So I would say, obviously, Turning Point was an organization, but it wasn't the organization. It wasn't this behemoth of an organization that it became. No, he had no real degree of fame. I think that's fair. But he was required to have security on him at all times. That was orchestrated. His security, Schaefer security, was orchestrated by Bill Montgomery. He has since passed, the late Bill Montgomery, and he was from the military. He founded Turning Point USA with Charlie. Charlie wanted to go to West Point.
I'm going to need you to get to a point just any goddamn minute here.
And then instead started Turning Point USA when he was 18 years old.
Preferably a time travel point. That was the or the alien abduction. Or even a, what was the third option there? Oh, satanic ritual. Oh, she already said that one. So we've hit them all, folks.
Thinking about that, the security, him texting saying, I'm not allowed to go anywhere. I feel so important, I think was the exact message. That to me is objectively weird in retrospect. Wasn't weird at the time, it's weird now. And it makes me think that Charlie may have been marked since he was a child. We've discussed these gate programs.
Like Harry Potter, you know, with that little lightning bolt on his head there.
Programs that they have in school. And I just think on the basis of what he told me, that when he was really young, they wanted to drug him, but his mother said no, and he was really grateful for that. And instead, they decided that they could send him to this X-Men school. That's the best way I can describe it. I would certainly, by the way, for you internet.
Okay, who had super soldiers? Did we get the super soldiers? Just hitting them all, yo.
I'd like to find out which school Charlie had to attend. So he was pulled.
He went to an X-Men, and she just breezed past that. Like it wasn't completely idiotic. Just like an X-Men school, you know, like Xavier, you know, the gifted kids, but like magically gifted, you know, science. I'm sorry, not magic. Science fictionally gifted, right? Like superpowers. That's what I'm trying to say.
Pulled out of the regular school he was attending, and he had to go to some special school for the gifted, like he was an X-Man. And
God, she's just breezing past it. Like he was X-Man. But it's one of the X-Men. Okay, you're not even saying it. Did she just say it's like he's an X-Man? Like he's X-Man. That's my favorite one. That's my favorite superhero is X-Man. That's right.
I am of the opinion. It's an opinion. I'm allowed.
Hold on. I want to hear it. I want to hear what she said.
Allowed to have it. So he was pulled out of the regular school he was attending, and he had to go to some special school for the gifted, like he was an X-Man.
Yeah, she said like he was an X-Man. She's never seen that movie, or has never. I don't think she's talked to anybody that's seen that movie, or read that, or doesn't even know it's a comic book.
And I am of the opinion, it's an opinion, I'm allowed to have it. It's obviously not a fact, but I am of the opinion.
I tell you which opinions you're allowed to have, lady.
Based on the discussions I had with him, that he's been monitored since. That his test scores, whatever the score, every test they probably did on him, he's
11. He's like 11 from Stranger Things. Like he was taken away from his parents and drugged up with super soldier syrup.
Off the charts, and they wanted to make sure that he was being watched. That's my theory in general on all kids that are in extraordinary and gate type programs. Maybe we should be training our kids.
This is like my general theory for all kids that have been, you know, injected with magical super soldier serum and then sent off to an X-Man school so that you can be a X-Man. Jesus Christ.
To get like an 85% on the test. at most, before the government agents are going to swoop in and go, who is this genius child, you know?
Genius, yeah.
And a lot of weird things used to happen to Charlie. He would go on runs. I think I told you guys this, after sundown. And when he was running, street lights would go out. Like it was like he was in a...
Are you after sundown? Are you sundowning right now? Is that what's happening?
Burst of energy, like he was a lightning bolt or something. So just slow this. I told you guys.
Why did I interrupt? You know, I
is this after sundown, and when he was running, street lights would go out. Like it was like he was in a burst of energy, like he was a lightning bolt or something. So to slow this down for you,
please do. I'm gonna need you to slow it down. What did she just say? She said that he would go running and all the lights would go psh, psh, like, or they would just turn out. They would just be like, oh, too much energy, and then they would be like, they would turn out, and then after he goes by, it'd be psh, 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 and then it would come back on. Is that what she's suggesting? And is she suggesting that he's just a big ball of energy that messes with streetlights?
There are, just in general, all of these inexplicable experiences that we have in life, and they try to make it weird for us to discuss them.
I think they're explicable. I think, you know, they're probably explicable. You know what I mean?
Just even being philosophical and thinking about these things for a long time, they don't want that. Deja vu is probably chief among them. We all have experienced deja vu. We are certain something happened, but we already did that, but it didn't actually happen. You're like, but I feel like it did. Oof, I just got a bad case of deja vu.
Yeah, because, you know, they changed the matrix. Now when you try to walk through that door, it's a brick wall. That's right. That's how it goes. And apparently it's like seeing the same thing happen twice, according to the matrix. I don't think they know. Like, how do we visually represent deja vu? Like, a feeling? Show the same thing twice. That's the same. Like,
well, guess what? There's no official expert explanation for that. Sleep paralysis, for those of us who suffer that, I had some terrifying experiences before I knew what it was. They don't really...
What is it, Candace? Is it demons, or is it, you know, a process in which your body is half awake, half asleep, and so you are kind of halfway between a dream? Is it? Because I guarantee she's like, no, the demon thing. Yeah, it's the demon thing. What? But we know what deja vu is. Deja vu is almost like the opposite of like when your brain registers a word that you do know in a way that you can't, like, it doesn't sound familiar anymore. Like when you repeat the same word over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until you're just like, oh, that's not even that word. I can't even, that word doesn't sound like the word I thought it was. It sounds weird now because, you know, you're too familiar with it. But like, deja vu is where your brain just registers something as if it is a memory, you know, because brains are not perfect, dude. Like they just, it's weird that they're like, no, it's got to be a magical thing. It's got to be time travel or something going on here. No, dude, it's just your brain doing things. Does all sorts of crap.
Give us a full explanation for that. Similar, also, another example of things that are inexplicable and maybe somehow related to deja vu. The story of how I met my husband. I've told it many times, how I got engaged 18 days later. No one believes me. They don't want to accept it, except maybe Charlie Kirk.
I don't know what the story, can you maybe just, you know, do a quick version of whatever the hell it is you're talking about? Because I don't know the story.
Because he was there for it. But I already knew George. That's how I describe it. I saw his face. Oh. I know that doesn't make sense, but it happened that way. I looked at my husband's face and I already knew him. It was like a sigh of relief.
It's because they implant you with memories, but you know, in order to be able to take on the secret agent, they have to delete your memory all the time, right? So then it turns out you and him were on a secret mission together, right? But both your memories were wiped, but you still had that feeling, you know. I bet that's what it is.
And yeah, there's other explicable events and things like...
Stop saying explicable, okay? You just say explainable. Or that which could be explained. I feel like even sounds more normal than what you're saying.
Charlie telling me that he was going to die young. Anyway, today we are going to be showing you clips from a YouTube channel called Be Inspired. We're going to link it in the comments as well because they did such a fantastic job of diving into these phenomena and how they likely relate to another shady government CIA program, which came to be known as Project Looking Glass. This actually happened. These were whistleblowers that came out, like with all of these projects, people that are in the military, scientists coming out and saying, hey, government has this technology.
The time travel.
And they can peer into the future. I'm sorry, what? What does that mean?
Yeah, like the movie Deja Vu. You were just talking about that. It's not a coincidence, right? She said the words deja vu and then described Project Looking Glass, which is basically the plot or the machine within the plot of the movie Deja Vu. How is this all happening? It's all connected. That's how.
Anyways, the narrator of this channel, who I could not find his name to save my life because there's multiple people that work this channel. But it's
not a normal word, weirdo. You're weirdo. Don't like, you know what normal stuff is, weirdo. Get the hell out of here.
Begins by taking us back to the Y2K scare. You guys remember that? Of course, you remember the Y2K scare. I was actually scared. I was young. I was like, oh my gosh, I just want to die like this. I don't want to die just because it's midnight.
And all the TVs are going to grow electrical arms and then try to kill everybody and everything. And then robot zombies or something.
And it's the year 2000. And
you seen that movie Y2K? It was great. I really like that movie. Although they did take out some of the coolest people in that movie, like right away. I don't know if they just couldn't afford them. Like, we can only afford to have him like 20 minutes. So we're going to take him out real quick.
They were just kind of pumping all this fear into us. Anyway, let's jump right into this clip.
Yeah, exactly. Like maximum overdrive. Oh God, that movie is so good.
Let's start.
That's the one where like the soda machines are just shooting. They're just shooting sodas at people's faces.
With Y2K. In the final months of 1999, there was a global concern that computer systems would fail when the date switched to the year 2000. All the software used only 2 digits to record years, so 2 nils might be read as 1900, potentially disrupting banks,
credit cards, and ATMs may cease to function.
Power grids, airlines,
airplanes, and trains may come.
Airplanes just falling out of the sky because, you know, the number of numbers is just the airplane's like, I'm just gonna crash. I don't know. I can't take the whole like number of digits. Said I'm crashing. I'm an airplane. I'm crashing.
Governments and corporations spent over $300 billion.
That's funny too, because we like literally heard that. We're like, yeah, that's yeah, of course. What do you mean? Yeah, the number of digits. That's gonna make everything explode.
Updating systems. It was one of the largest coordinated tech efforts in history. People stocked food, withdrew cash.
The plane can't do math anymore. It's like, I don't even know what to do. I'm crashing.
And prepared for the worst. But when midnight came, almost nothing happened. The systems held. The world.
Oh no, the ball did drop. Okay, nothing happened. Just nothing like what they're saying.
Moved on. Still, that global moment left an imprint.
I remember I was playing a show at I was doing a Christian punk show for New Year's, and I remember thinking everything's gonna shut down right in the middle of the show, and then everybody's gonna start screaming, and I'm gonna be in a big crowded dark room with all these maniacs. And how am I gonna get my guitar out of here? I won't even be able to see. I can't even find my case. It's gonna be hard. We're gonna forget a symbol again, probably. You know, those things are hard to keep track of.
Some view it as a psychological turning point, the end of the analog age and the quiet beginning of a fully digital world. From that point on, life accelerated. Culture, communication, and consciousness shifted onto screens, fast, constant, and increasingly disconnected from physical time. Some researchers believe Y2K wasn't about a bug at all.
It was disconnected from time? Is that what I got there?
But a kind of global psychological reset, a ritual of fear, distraction, and silence. The code may not have crashed, but something else may have been triggered. Our perception of time and reality. After something strange started happening online, people began noticing memories that didn't match reality. The most famous?
Like Pikachu. Okay, what? Wait, what
may have been triggered. Our perception of
What's
time
the Pikachu one? Does anybody know what the Pikachu one is?
Reality. After something strange started happening online, people began
Okay. I don't understand. Okay. Fruit of the Loom, I remember that one. What are people saying that Waldo had a umbrella and not a cane? Or some people are like, what are you talking about? He didn't have anything. What are you guys even talking about? Curious George had a squirrel tail? What? Is that a thing? I don't think that's right. No, it can't be. Pikachu clearly had. They all look exactly the same to me. I can't. I'm so bad at those picture things. They're like, name the difference between them. Like, they're the same. What are you even talking about? Okay, of course we know Mr. Capitalist or whatever the hell his name is obviously had a monocle. No, he didn't. He didn't have a monocle. That's Mr. Peanut, who wears almost the exact same thing. He's just a capitalist peanut, and you're mixing up your capitalists. That's all this is. And then, oh yeah, the C-3PO. He actually did have a silver leg though. That's a whole different thing. That was because he was blown into pieces, and then R2-D2 put him back together. Maybe it was Chewie, and he used the silver leg anyway.
Noticing memories that didn't match reality. The most famous, the Berenstain Bears. Millions remember it as Berenstain with an E, but every book says Berenstain with an A, and that's just the beginning.
If you're writing,
everybody remembers how it was spelled. I think we just all said it wrong for the entire time, and then we're like, oh, wait a second, how is that spelled? Has that always been an A? What? I thought they were the Jewish bears. They're not. What is happening? What?
A simulation, and you go back and you change some variables and you rerun the simulation.
Is that Pikachu has a black tail? Like he actually has a black tail, or they, people miss? Or was that the mismemory? Mismemory? Is that how you said? I don't feel like I said that right.
Little things could be different along the way, right? You have many different possible paths.
You have glitches in the matrix.
Exactly. You're now on this timeline, but you remember. You have like a deja vu, or you have like a weird memory.
Movie quotes, logos, product names,
weird
all
memory.
different than we remember.
Got lots of weird memory. Oh, I see. Okay. And they're saying that people thought he had a black tail, but he didn't. And that maybe because of, I swear, so many of these things are just like, they're mixing up certain things because they're thinking of his ears, and then they're like, well, his tail's got to be just like his tail. It's not, and then they get all just, what is even happening? Just like with the the what do you call it, the capitalist guy with the monocle. Yeah, it was just Mr. Peanut was what they were thinking of. But they're your brain mixes up stuff. It makes associations, and then but it's not like perfect, so it can mix up those associations sometimes. That's all.
Groups of people swearing something changed with no explanation. It became known as the Mandela effect, named after people who remembered Nelson Mandela dying in prison years before he actually did. What could cause something like this?
Are you familiar with the Mandela effect? Yeah, of course. Millions of people remember certain events that never happened. And so how
did Matt Dillahunty's voice get stuck in that guy's body? That is just very off-putting. What happened to Matt Dillahunty, man?
Explain that. As we go through our conscious progression, as we raise consciousness, the way we perceive the world, and therefore all that will exist in our world,
now he sounds better. Now he,
morph to that new resonance as a sympathetic resonance. So certain aspects of the old world will just no longer exist. And so we can still have a phantom memory of those experiences, whether it's like Jiffy peanut butter or Luke, I am your father, which he never said that, right? All these things like that literally.
My goodness. It's like people would rather be like, no, the universe broke. Like the space-time continuum broke. I'm not wrong. Like, this is just like people not being able to handle being mistaken about stuff. Holy crap. To the point where they'll do that. They'll be like, no, the fabric of space-time broke and we're in a multiverse now. That's fine. I'm not wrong. I remember what I remember. God damn it. Okay.
Just like fall out of your new frequency, because everything in your world around you, including time itself, is retrocausal. The world around you that is no longer fitting your frequency will disintegrate and dissolve.
What?
Okay, so I'm not trying to start a world war in the comment section today, but Pikachu had black at the end of his tail.
Nope, those were his ears, dude. Okay, mixing up your limbs or ears, limbs. I don't feel like ears or limbs, but they seem like they is a tail a lip. You know what? Gonna move on.
Obviously, I don't know when they hit delete on that button, but he definitely had black at the end of his tail. Some of these things just don't make any sense to me, and it's.
I have no idea about that one. Could not. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. But I could see how people would mix it up because of the ear thing.
Just amazing that we just sort of accept it and we just keep moving on. And when you start asking questions, they try to paint you with, no, don't ask the questions. Just keep going on. Let's just pretend. Let's just pretend that, there was no cornucopia. Anyways, this brings us obviously to the CIA.
Cornucopia. That is just, wow. I mean, I guess that's a better way to describe it rather than, like the cone thingy, it's the cone thingy and the Fruit of the Loom that wraps up. It holds fruit, okay, and it's like a cone. It's like a dunce cap, but like one that got, they left it in the dryer too long or something. I don't know.
Ace Project Looking Glass. Essentially, there were these whistleblowers, like I told you, in the military and within the CIA apparatus that came forward to reveal that the deep state had a technology, which they stole, of course. Please do not miss the part.
From aliens, or maybe that's the X-Men, or from Doc Brown. We've gone over all of these movie character things throughout this thing, so don't act like I'm acting crazy, okay? She's literally said she's alluded to every single one of those movies
that I keep explaining to you. These people are not smarter than you. They're just more evil. They steal, they plunder, and they steal things, and then they rewrite history and pretend that they were geniuses. Anyways, they have a knack for murder. They have a knack for theft. And this time, just like a lot of times before, they stole a device from the ancient Sumerian civilization.
The Sumerians, yeah. Okay, my bad. I forgot. They got the time travel and all that.
That's located in modern day Iraq. Very advanced civilization. They're obsessed also with Egyptian civilization, as we discussed yesterday. The Satanists kind of taking reintroducing these things. First, they keep them to themselves. They hoard.
Oh my God. And I promise, with the poll, I did not mean to do that with the horizontal poll. That is, I did not mean to do that. I didn't know she was going to cover every single one of my options here. Alien abduction, sort of. I don't know. I don't know if that one counts. Time travel, yes. Satanic ritual sacrifice. Check. Oh, I guess sacrifice. I don't know, but it's still satanic ritual shit. And then deep state super soldiers. All of those, she's basically alluded to being real in this video.
These things, and then they kind of give us certain aspects of technology as time goes on. So they steal this piece of technology and they incorporate it into a computer, and suddenly they're apparently able to predict future outcomes.
Oh.
Imagine the deep state being able to look into a glass, so to speak. The Sumerian culture was known for their advancement in glass, and to see different outcomes. I mean, the amount of power that you would have.
Wait, I mean, the Sumerians had this? The Sumerians had something that they needed, that they put in a computer that they could see the future with? The Sumerians. Like, usually when people are like, oh, they had a very advanced society, that usually means like running water, and it's not even like regular pipes. It's just like, oh, there's a river going here, so we just built our shit right in the middle of the river, and then it just goes right down all the way through every room. Yeah, it's like a little water slide, and that's how they have running water.
And then also fathom in your mind that the people that are Satanists have this power. Take a listen.
I mean, we do, but that's that's a different. It's not because of the looking glass thing. We just pay attention to things. That's how we knew that Trump was going to turn into a Hitlerian Nazi dictator.
This is where things take a turn. Because according to Bill Wood, a former Navy SEAL with high-level clearance, the US military once had access to a device called Project Looking Glass.
Okay, what do you guys do to this kid? It's like, get this thing off of my face. What the hell is that? Jesus. They're like, we're just going to take a couple of satellite dishes and glue them to some glasses. Yeah, see? Check it out here. I'm going to go door to door, see? And sell them. All right, how's everybody doing? Let me see who else here, and then we'll get back to the fun, which is Candace Owens being insane, which is always delightful, right? Let's see who won today. Weirdo won. What's up, Weirdo? How we doing, dude? So I voted for the alien one mostly because I wanted to know what abduction is and how it differs from abduction. Well, it's probably a British thing. I think that they always spell stuff stupid. They spell skeptic with the C, so it just looks like septic. British idiots. Anyway, all right. Second is John. What's up, man? How we doing? Punks and weirdos. That's right. That's because just Weirdo and myself were there at that moment. No, let's see who else is third. And Jess, who I have to say, like we have to thank for our lovely background today. And I am taking. I put it into the Discord. So if you want to provide us some art, I'm going to cycle through a bunch of these. So if you want to create an art, I got the template up there so you can see where stuff goes, and then you can put it in there, and I will make your art the background. And so I'm gonna cycle through as many as people do. So if you feel like doing that, have at it. It's gonna be cool. Anyway, all right. Who else? Ryan. What's up, Ryan? How we doing? Oh, thank you. I do too. I don't know why I don't know why I'm acting like it was me. That was Jess. Which and her channel is linked in the description there, because she has an art channel. She makes little tiny things with paintbrushes and stuff whilst having conversations about stuff. It's pretty great. All right. Oh, Ember. What's up, Ember? How we doing? Jess has been busy. Yes, she has. I don't know what that's in reference to, really, but what? So this won't age well because Candace has been right about several things. I noticed how people never refute her actual points or evidence. Yeah, we haven't really gotten any of that yet, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Don't worry. It's we're gonna do what we can to be fair. But she is talking about time travel. So I feel like no, you're wrong. You're wrong. Yeah, let's just go with that. Kelly. What's up, Kelly? How we doing? We got the Detroit Atheist Quid. What is up? Just watched you the other night on Black Non-Believers. Did a live stream. Matt Dillahunty. Everybody was there. It's awesome. John Gleason. Everybody was there. It was great. Vandisa. All right. Who else is here? Oh, Gretchen. What's up, Gretchen? Pikachu has a black tail. I guess he doesn't, though, right? What's up, W Stubbs? How we doing? Ozzy bit the head off a sparrow. Wait a second. Why the hell were people throwing sparrows at the States? That seems just weird and sort of off brand. No, I love sparrows. They're scarier than bats, really. That was a terrible accent. See, I can't do the British thing. Pandora Spinata, what's up, dude? How's it going? Andrezilla. Oh, yeah. All right, let's get back to this maniac.
Technology that could supposedly view potential future timelines.
The project was shut down because there was a problem when we approached 2012.
I don't understand, though, because, if he's, saying it could potentially view future outcomes, you just, like a magic 8-ball, but when it's right, you're like, oh, it works, and when it's not, you're like, next time.
The timelines converge on that point in time. When you know
Jasper and Maya, what's up? How we doing?
How string theory works and how the possibility of possibilities works and how making one choice over here doesn't necessarily mean that the other choice couldn't exist at the same time. But once you get your brain wrapped around this subject,
I mean, it kind of does, just based on the logical law of non-contradiction and identity, since they sort of, work in tandem there. Yeah, you can't have one thing and then also not have that one thing. This is sort of like the most basic law of logic.
you find out that at the end of 2012, an easy way to put it,
What's up, Nitty?
the choices that we make become less and less consequential to the future. And eventually we're pushed into this bottleneck of time, no matter which choice we make.
Okay, so
It's got to flow. It's all got to flow, right? Everything flows, right? So one way or another, it's going to happen.
is that certain to 2012 in your understanding?
It's well coincides with December 21st, 2012.
So at that point, all possibilities lead to the same
What is
Timelines.
happening?
All
Can somebody fix their audio? Like, what is going on here?
possible timelines lead to the same basic set of history in the future.
And after that, they shut.
Yeah, and I can't think of what. I don't know. There was a movie where they did basically that, where it's just like the stuff is always going to happen. It's just how it happens is going to be different. And if you like stop one thing from happening, another thing will make something else happen, and then that like Final Destination, kind of just with less violence. You know what I mean? But
All down. Now ask yourself, why would a system like that be buried, and what exactly did they see? Because this isn't just about false memories or tech. It might explain why everything since 1999 feels frozen, artificial, like we're on rails in a version of reality that wasn't meant to last this long. And
what? Like that? They said that everything is artificial and on rails. Is that what I heard? Hold on.
might explain why everything since 1999 feels frozen, artificial, like we're on
Frozen and artificial,
rails in a version of reality that wasn't meant to last this long.
and we're on rails in a version of reality that wasn't meant to last this long. What was it meant to? You know what? I'm not even going to entertain this. I don't even know what to do with it.
And if you think that's wild, wait until you hear what else Looking Glass may have revealed. So what exactly did they see with Looking Glass? According to multiple whistleblowers, including Bill Wood and other interviewed by Project Camelot, every time they ran the device, no matter what variables they changed, all future timelines converged to a single fixed point. That point, somewhere between 2012 and 2016.
The hell, they have a timeline machine? They could see the timelines, right? And they're like, man, it can all converge in a single spot there between 2012 and 2016. How the hell, like, what would this even look like, dude? Like, I would love to see the way that this thingamadoo communicates, like, with, through screens or whatever it is. Like, I want to see how it works.
After that, the future became unpredictable. No more branching outcomes,
More like off the rails. Yeah, that's it.
just a wall.
So it's super interesting that they couldn't see beyond 2012, or rather they could see beyond 2012, but maybe things became inevitable. That was backed up, by the way, by a lot of different things. Mayan civilization, the calendar. Remember that whole scare? Why doesn't the calendar go beyond? So you arrive at this.
Nobody reasonable was scared by that. We were just sort of like, yeah, that's how calendars work. They just they just had a calendar that went through a certain time and they just stopped. They were like, everybody was like, the world's got to end because the Mayans didn't plan for the calendar. So reality's just got to stop.
Point, and you wonder, what is this? Right? Suddenly, these people who are evil are no longer allowed or able to control outcomes, essentially, or perhaps, so maybe they did see something
Control outcomes? I thought they just could see what the outcomes were going to be
beyond 2012. But no matter what they did, they couldn't change the outcome of that thing that they saw beyond 2012. So it wasn't so much the future couldn't be.
So then you're describing them being able to go back in time too. So like you're like, oh, because they couldn't change it no matter how many times. What? No matter how many times? What? That means they could go back. Like, shit, it did the same thing again. Okay, back it up. Yeah, let's go do the 121 gigawatts thing. Let's get back there. Let's go with that again. Oh my god, dude, it just keeps doing the same shit. How do we change this, dude? We should go back in time and save JFK. We should do that. And, starring Seth Rogen.
Predicted, but rather that they couldn't change it, like something was coming. That's how it kind of feels to me when I just examine everything that's going on. There is this panic, like evil is panicking right now, and they're making a lot of mistakes because they're no longer in control.
The concept of evil is panicking. Evil is panicking. The concept. People doing things that are harmful is panicking.
And I would also add here that one of the things that I've noticed is that they're trying to turn us all, again, maybe this is their solution, where they're going, okay, what are we going to do? We can't change the outcome. Maybe we can just turn everybody into a computer program. Like they want us all to be the same. They seem to get really angry when we behave like humans. Like that's one of the things they're trying to triumph is our humanity. We've talked about this a lot with the
who gets really angry? Are we talking about evil? Evil as a concept? Does it get angry too? Like the concept of evilness has emotions, and it changes depending upon if we act human.
Charlie Kirk story, the reaction, how we felt icky, but they were like, "What's wrong with you? How dare you feel icky? How dare you not like this? Don't you know this is what he would want?" It's like their inability to defeat our humanity is angering to them. Now, something that was crucial, which was revealed about Project Looking Glass, was that the people who were in the room while this device was being operated, their conscious thoughts impacted the device. Okay. So just imagine this.
So they were thinking, and then the device could tell they were thinking.
What they were thinking in the moment was changing future outcomes. Thoughts influenced future outcomes. That piece is super relevant to what we're going to discuss.
It's the day. It's the day. Get with it. I know. I'm sorry. You're right. I got to get out. I don't know what I'm doing here.
And I obviously that's pretty reminiscent of one of the themes of the Matrix. I just am going to assume everybody's seen that movie. If not, you should watch it because
what is it? It's a Matrix. What?
It was way ahead of its time, and he is going to connect that dot here. Take a listen.
So what?
Dark City was better. I know. I'm gonna get some guff for saying Dark City's better, but Dark City's better. I don't know how they didn't think to have Kiefer Sutherland in the Matrix, but so Dark City's better.
Exactly did Project Looking Glass revealed, and why was it quietly shut down? The people involved began noticing something strange. No matter what variables they used, the results kept showing the same future. A point where all possible timelines seemed to merge. That moment, somewhere between 2012 and 2016. After that,
that's a pretty large chunk of time to be like somewhere 4 years, somewhere in there.
Everything became unclear, like the future couldn't be read anymore. This brings us back to 1999. A year that might have marked more than just the turn of a century. It's also when The Matrix was released. At the time, it was seen as just another sci-fi movie, but looking back, it feels like something more.
You've been living in a dream world, Neo.
The film introduced a powerful idea, that the world we experience might not be what it seemed.
Dude, the film did not, oh my God, the film did not introduce this, that concept that we'd had the concept of the problem of hard solipsism for since what's his name? Oh man, the philosopher dude that had the evil demon, and he's like, I can't be sure. I think, therefore I am. What is Descartes? I don't know. But yeah, he was talking about this like way back when. But okay.
But reality could be shaped or even simulated without us knowing. And once you start asking questions, things begin to change. That idea resonates deeply with what many have felt since the early 2000s. The time feels different, that the future doesn't feel open the way it once did. Almost like things are repeating.
Time feels... God, I swear, it's like no wonder religious people like watching this stuff. They're like, I feel time is different. It's different, and it doesn't feel so open. It used to feel open, now it feels narrow. And so, it's got to be the Mandela effect is actually changing reality because of the Matrix and the time travel. They've changed the past, and now all the events that are all, they're all different.
Themselves, the same cycles, the same events, showing up again and again. Some people even report seeing repeating numbers everywhere, like 1111, 222, 444, almost like little glitches or signals hidden in everyday life.
No, well, kind of, but it's just called pattern recognition, dude. When you start noticing that you're noticing a pattern, you notice it harder.
And strangely enough, this idea of patterns repeating, of cycles you can't escape, lines up with what Looking Glass operators allegedly encountered. The sensation that the future was already written and that all paths lead to the same outcome. Fast forward to 2012, some whistleblowers claimed that a confidential briefing took place where certain agencies acknowledged the shift, a kind of convergence in human potential. This document, released by the CIA, explores consciousness as something that can move through time, even outside of the physical world. It discusses remote viewing, timelines, and the nature of reality itself. Now, connect that to the Matrix.
The CIA, but yet, like all of our top scientists and stuff like that, they don't have any idea what that stuff is or anything like that. Like, this is just the CIA. Where are all the like physicists and shit? You're telling me that they all just like kept quiet about the science that they all know about? Really?
And the overlap becomes hard to ignore. Maybe it wasn't just a movie. Maybe it was the first time the system gave us a glimpse behind the curtain. If that's the case, what else have we been shown without realizing it?
Damn.
Okay, a lot to unpack.
That is a lot to unpack there. Yeah, okay. So what have we been shown without realizing it? I'm pretty sure like a lot of stuff, you know? I don't notice hardly anything, okay? I'm an ADHD rack.
There. First, I'm going to say, just regarding the movie The Matrix, you should look into how even the script for The Matrix was stolen, allegedly. But to bring this back to my earlier point about all of these things that...
From Descartes. Descartes actually originally wrote The Matrix, and then they took it from him in the past, and then time traveled to the future, made the movie, and then went back in time and gave Descartes the actual idea for the problem of hard solipsism.
Are happening or have happened that are seemingly inexplicable. It just lives inside of me that Charlie Kirk knew he was going to die. How was he so certain that he was going to die young? How is that possible?
Maybe he just pissed a lot of people off. I don't know. I feel like that would have been like a 50-50 shot, really, you know, given just his persuasion and what he chose to do with his life.
Was he even able to describe it as this tragic event? How did he know? How was he certain, by the way, as he said in those messages, that from the moment he signed onto the dotted line to begin Turning Point USA, he knew he was going to die. He knew his death was going to be related to Turning Point USA. Okay. I was going to say,
we all know that. But okay, no, you got there. I get what you're saying. So, but it had to do, he knew that one day he was going to die, but it would have something to do with Turning Point.
That's not a coincidence. Okay. It is completely absurd to have people, well, I don't know, maybe just a coincidence. No, that's not a coincidence at all. Why did he know that I was going to defend him? Also, why did Charlie think he was a time traveler?
Maybe you're defending him so that you can say that he was right. You know, that like, you know, kind of like how the Old Testament has prophecies. And then when they wrote the New Testament, they're like, we should write that these prophecies happened. And then they did. No magic required.
He said, as I showed you in earlier messages, that he was a time traveler and he had to find me. Is that just something people are saying to their homies in text messages? And again, not...
I mean, if you smoke enough and frequently enough, you know, or just anytime anybody anywhere at all has ever taken shrooms.
Anything that I would have placed so much emphasis on back when he was saying it, but it came to fruition. The other part.
You don't simply remote view.
He did die young. Why did he think that him dying young was necessary in order to change things? He did die young. It is related to Turning Point USA. In some way or another, at the very least, we can all agree it's related to him speaking at a campus event for Turning Point USA?
Yeah, I mean that's because that's where it happened. I'm not really sure I understand what she's trying to communicate here.
I'm totally occupied by this. I tell you, I read these messages and I'm going, what is this? What is reality, actually?
This is like, there's also, like, if she actually is believing this stuff. I don't know if she is. But a lot of this could just be the hindsight bias. You know, a lot of times, because, again, our brains are so awesome at finding patterns, we will find them all over the place. And then what'll happen is you won't know about something, and then stuff will happen. And then when you're looking back at it, you start to notice like these patterns and stuff. And you're like, oh, that's the same number as the blah, 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 you know, and all this other stuff. But it's just because your brain is like looking back, you know, after the fact, rationalizing what had already happened, and you're implementing that pattern. Doesn't mean that it actually means anything. It's just stuff your brain does, you know? It's like she really needs to talk to like a neuroscience major or something.
Actually. And Charlie died. Yes, like I said, it was related to this organization. And I think we would all agree that
related, like everything is so vague, dude. You're just like, it was related to this company or whatever. Okay.
His death and the manner that they did it changed the world in ways that I don't think we can fully realize, or certainly not in a way that I can articulate.
How did it change the world? You know, all it did was show how like hypocritical the right wingers all were. Where they're like, you guys need to stop being so mean. Okay, see, look how mean leftists are. They're so insensitive. And then immediately, like a couple months later, they just immediately started making fun of dead people as long as they were on the left. But yeah, they really were trying to clutch their pearls and act like they weren't assholes that did that exact thing constantly. But whatever.
You just cannot pretend that all of this is one big unhappy coincidence. It's entirely plausible, I think plausible, that they knew something about Charlie. And that's why they had him marked and had him monitored and had him likely followed.
Had him go to the X-Man school so he could be an X-Man. Just the one, Mr. X-Man.
Since he was young. And maybe they thought, like the agents think, that if they swarmed him and they stayed with him and they pretended to be his friend, that ultimately they could control Charlie and perhaps change an outcome. They could literally change an outcome related to Charlie. So when for the first time in his life, because I do believe he was managed. I mean,
hold on. They go back in time. They find Charlie, right? Then they start interacting with them so that they can alter the future and control outcomes of the future. Yeah, that's okay.
I've already said I was handled. I didn't recognize that I had agents. And for the first time in his life, Charlie peeks his head up and starts to push back in a meaningful way. They couldn't stop him from becoming bigger. That seemed to be inevitable.
I feel like she's just losing track of what she's doing. Look at her face right here. The mutants of the Matrix is the deja vu. It's really because, you know, the Mandela thing, right? Time travel, multiple dimensions. Everything feels funny now that 1999.
But they panicked. They seem to have panicked, right? I mean, this is just starting to happen within a year when Charlie's going like, hey, man, I don't actually think this. I don't actually believe this. And then he goes, you know what? Take the money. Take the money out of the organization. And they panicked. They freaked out. And their solution was, no, just kill him. Just kill him. We can't have this.
Okay, I haven't really been following any of this other stuff, so I don't know like what other shit she's talking about. Something about taking money and all that. Wasn't I do remember there was something to do with like Israel, and they were like, oh, you gotta support Israel because that's what you gotta, you know, if you're a conservative, you're supposed to do what we tell you you're supposed to do. And supporting Israel is one of the things you're supposed to do as a conservative, especially if you're a Christian as well. And if you are conservative, you're supposed to be a Christian too. That's another supposed to. And they were trying to say that like he was against Israel, but like everything I was able to find he was talking about how amazing Israel is, and that they basically should be allowed to do whatever they want, even if it's genocidal, which he even kind of acknowledged that they were. And it was just like, yeah, but they're allowed to because they're God's magical people or whatever the fuck.
This is not something that we are prepared to happen. that outcome of Charlie.
The evidence is coming. Just visit with about that, okay? Just
unleashed, so to speak. And ironically, that seems to be the very thing, his assassination, that catalyzed what they feared most, losing control of Charlie. That's exactly what happened, and they catalyzed that. So it's
catalyzed that. I think I feel like I've never heard somebody use that word. Like you're talking about it being like a catalyst, but catalyzed just sounds like you made somebody into a hamburger or something that you do to cattle.
Seems to me that right now we're in the midst of this. They keep doing these things that only catalyze what they're trying to stop, what they're trying to prevent. For example, even unrelatedly, but the Brigitte and Emmanuel Macron, they filed a law.
Whoa, what is going on there? Oh, they filed the lawsuit because you kept lying about, her not specifically looking the way that you think she is supposed to look, being that she's a woman or whatever.
Lawsuit, we have so much power. What are we going to do to stop this thing? Weirdo. She's getting into the story, is getting to the heart of evil and how the world is run to figure out that.
Candy, you got to quit smoking. All right. You're clearing your throat just constantly. Well, just, no more cigars for you. All right. Leave that to the fellas.
She is born a man. What are we going to do? We're going to file a lawsuit. A lawsuit filing was a mistake. Obviously, it was globally consequential, right? They wanted to stop it, and yet they spread it. Catastrophic to their aims.
What the fuck? What are you talking about, lady? Holy Lord. You're like, they wanted to stop it, but it spread it more? What? You were literally like saying like demonstrably false things about her. And they were like, stop. That's it. You're like, see, now it's spreading all over the place. We all already knew about it because of you. You got like millions of subscribers. The lawsuit didn't do that. You did.
The more pressure they exert toward control, the more they spin out of it. Another example, lock them down at home. Make them wear a mask, right? Create COVID in a lab.
Charlie is hanging out with Austin Powers, baby.
Lab. Make everybody sick. Force them to get the jab. Evil is really fun that way until it accidentally awakens the entire world to how fraudulent Big Pharma is. Like, is this now everyone's going? Is this just a factory of poison?
We're on Big Pharma now? Like, what the? And no. Oh my God, you're stupid. No. Like, not. It's crazy how they can like identify actual problems and then be like, and that's why the whole thing's just giving us poison. That's right. So they can keep us sick and then keep us buying the medicine that's getting us sick, but they're pretending to get better. That's not how it works at all. All right. Jesus Christ.
People hate. Are they so evil? Have we just giving our bodies over to quote unquote science? Now going back to
yeah. Why don't you go back to like the 10s or whatever? See how long people lived back then. The fact it's almost like if I were to do her little conspiracy thing, I would say, you know what? The billionaires, since AI is coming out, right? They don't want people to live as long, literally. So they're going to say that the stuff that does save our lives is actually poison, so that all those old people can get the hell out of here, so they can, not even old people, just people in general, so the AI can come in and you don't have so many mouths to feed because the AI takes care of all the things that they needed humans for.
Looking Glass and them shutting down this project and not being able to edit whatever it was, we obviously cannot know for certain what it is that they saw when they peered through into this looking glass. But I do have a general sense that they're trying to edit its inevitability with ill-guided lawfare and warfare. And what I think is that our collective awareness is a threat. I think everybody peeking their heads up is making them increasingly more frantic. It's like
they are being more frantic. The people that are nowhere, that we can't see, that have this time travel deja vu machine. But they're frantic though. She's like, I think us thinking about them makes them frantic. No way to demonstrate any of this stuff, but I think that
we're barreling toward some foregone conclusion, and they have spent decades trying to stop that, trying to prevent that. And when I think about what it is, right, I just consider their general obsessions and their.
How does she say so much without saying anything? It's incredible. Like, she says so much, and then it's just all like complete and utter nonsense. She's just complete made up bullshit. No evidence of anything.
General triggers. They are positively obsessed with the Antichrist. I mean, like people like Peter Thiel, he's like going around.
Yeah, I was just about to say, is she talking about Peter Thiel? Because that guy exists. I know him. And his obsession with the Antichrist, kind of weird. Gonna say.
Around giving interviews, asking about the Antichrist. That's kind
really
of the entire drift, by the way, of the AI world. When I say, look at these people.
Yeah, and he's like saying the AI is the Antichrist or something, you know?
People, I don't like their eyes. Something disturbs me. They mock that. Take me out of a clip. Oh my gosh, I don't care. I have spiritual discernment. Something about the entire AI movement feels wrong. And come on. What?
I think we all can tell that, mainly because, you know, it's poisoning a bunch of water and like using like gajillions of gigawatts and being charged to the people in the towns that they, you know, that they built the data centers in, and then just happen to charge the those poor people that are just sort of like, wait, hold on, how did my electric bill become 17,000% larger? That was, you know, I don't, what happened? And they're like, oh, you're paying for the robot thinking. Yeah, so it's, you know, sorry, you know, you got to deal.
Am I wrong? Sam,
like, do I get to make money from that? Do I get a cut of the? I don't know. I said no. I don't even know why I even asked that. That was stupid.
Ultimate, all of them. And they are, no, you can trust us. It's like they want us all to become automated so that we can be more easily controlled. What they're going to do? Okay, we can't control the outcomes. Let's just control where we're at. Let's control every single person in the world and make everything AI so that if we want to, they won't discover history. We can just delete files entirely. Nobody will be reading books anymore. The kids will be stupid. We can just wipe history and entire civilizations with the push of a button. There'll be no more books.
I mean, technically, some of this is true, but it's weird because it's actually from her perspective. The right wingers are trying to ruin all the institutions so that they can lie about everything. Really. And what was you just saying? Hold on.
Files and
and make everybody AI. I don't know about making everybody AI. But no, you know what? No, yet they do want to make everybody AI in the sense that they want people to go away because, again, too many resources to have to like keep people alive and entertained and all this blah, blah. No, robots can do this stuff. And so then we don't really even need to be here, you know?
Entirely, nobody will be reading books anymore. The kids will be stupid. We can just wipe history.
That's the other thing. That conservatives, specifically Republicans, want people to be stupid because you tend to vote Republican when you're stupid. When you don't have good education, you vote vote red typically.
An entire civilization with the push of a button. There'll be no more books. And maybe I could say this is 1A, but they also seem to be similarly obsessed with trying to make everyone turn against Christ. I mean, that push over the last couple of years, Christ is king, is hateful. You shouldn't even be saying that. Why?
Are you kidding me right now? Yeah, everybody's trying to push everybody not to love Jesus. What the hell is wrong with you, dude? It's literally the opposite.
That's a weird triggering that no one expected. No one should say that. It's anti-Semitic, whatever. Producing reports about Christ as king. That
who the hell? Oh, it's crazy. They're all like the little right wing sidetrack things. But I've never been offended by Christ as king. I think it's stupid and wrong, but I don't think it's offensive. What is she talking about?
Is that not just a waste of money? Why did they do that? Can we just revisit that? Why did they do that? They produced a report and brought in doctors to assert why Christ is king is wrong. That's
what? When? What is he talking about? So need to warn you about something. The term Christ is king has been a declaration of shared Christian values for generations. But shocking research by whatever this person on Twitter compiled a report I co-authored with Dr. Jordan Peterson, of course, demonstrates that this iconic phrase is being hijacked by anti-Semitic extremists to manipulate Christians. Okay. We collaborated with us. Oh, I wonder if it's because all the Nazis say it all the time. Like, isn't it in like Kanye West's and Nick Fuentes' bio and stuff?
It's weird, guys. And that's a triggering, by the way, that has been going on for a long time. It's the very reason they said about removing the Bible from the classroom.
And no, the reason that they removed the Bible from the classroom is because this is a secular nation and the country or the government is not supposed to pick sides, you know? And so it kind of made people like rightfully irritated when one specific group is having their religion treated by the taxpayer funded institution like it's more true than everybody else's religion and the non-religious as well.
Creating Hollywood in general, which was supposed to mirror Babylonian culture, training us to
Chris is king. You know, I actually really like Chris. I think he's pretty good guy. People say that everybody hates Chris. I like him.
Stars. They wanted to establish this neo-paganism. They also wanted to make it so that future generations would think atheism was cool. That was by and large successful. It was a period of time where I thought that atheism was cool. But
yeah, because it's cool to they wanted to make people think that atheism was cool. The belief or lack of a belief that it makes up 0.06% of the population or whatever the hell. It's like, yeah, sure. Okay.
Why this push? Well, yeah.
Well, because religious people are really, really annoying. They're just aggravating, you know? And so y'all kind of make atheists look cool without even trying. It's just like, is this guy so this guy doesn't use his belief in an undead carpenter ghost that he pretends to cannibalize because of God sacrificed himself to himself in order to convince himself to save the world from himself because a woman made of a rib was convinced by a talking snake to eat a magical fruit. But this guy doesn't believe that. And he's also not, trying to like take rights away from people who are just attracted to people they think they shouldn't be. Already cooler.
His answer is because they are certain, actually, that God is real. That's what
Deep State. What's up, dude? How we doing?
They're fighting God at all times. They know he's real. And that should be refreshing to you. Like, God's obviously real, or would they be spending all this time trying to convince us that he wasn't? Right? Do you spend all of your time trying to convince people that this is something is fiction? No, they're
I don't know, when people are like using that fiction to control people's lives and literally legislate based on that fiction. Yeah. It kind of ends up being important.
They're terrified of that. Or they're open Satanists, as we showed you guys yesterday.
You're literally like, we had to ban a practice that Christians actually did where they took gay kids, put them in a camp, and shocked gay children's genitals while showing them pictures of gay pornography. That actually happened. See why we kind of have to unravel that insane belief? Because it leads to a lot of harm.
They're trying to foster a culture of demonic idolatry. Think about this. I lost a job in part for saying that pornography is a spiritual weapon against men and that we needed to look into the history of pornography. Huh?
Oh, is this the thing that KKK guy was saying the other day, that like Jewish people were responsible for pornography? Really? Like, yeah, they just came up with it out of their mind. I don't even know how they came up with it. It was crazy. It's like an idea that nobody had ever thought of before. And they're like, hold up. You know how people love having sex. What if, just hear me out, what if we showed everybody that by taking pictures of it? and then selling them, you know. Yeah, they thought that the one race, Jewish, they're the ones that thought of it first.
What that should signal to you is that their power relies on us being distracted, on us being focused on carnal desires, right? Entirely living of the flesh. Like Tim Dillon said, the amenities, the pool, the new restaurant. Oh, look, there's a new celebrity over here.
As opposed to what? As opposed to what? Staring at the same goddamn book for your entire life while you read the same stupid book that manages to say the same thing over and over again. Really, it's they reread over and over a book that manages to re-say the same thing over and over. It's the most mind-numbingly stupid crap ever. But you're like, why do people want to think about other things than that?
Yeah, so the threat is us being aware that spiritual evil exists. That's what they're afraid of. It's why they insist on this constant stream of pornography, filthy music, all of it.
I don't think they insist on that. I think we insist on that because it's just phenomenal.
Because if it is true, as it's been reported by various whistleblowers, that our thoughts could impact future events, then what would happen if we all started focusing on goodness, eternal?
I don't know. I mean, I think if we all started focusing on goodness, we might actually find some cool stuff. One of which would be, pornography. You should try it. It's fun. It's actually, pretty entertaining. And it's, until you're done, and then you just feel kind of dirty, a little bit shameful, right? It's kind of weird. You shouldn't, but I think you feel that way because of people like this lady.
Goodness, God. Yeah, I think that's the very reason that all of these demons seem to be thrashing right now.
Kelly, hold on, let me put that up. Kelly said, where'd it go? This is amazing. Kelly's been a member for 1 month. So, hey, thank you so much for that. So, FYI, as a Black woman, I don't claim her. I mean, I would hope not. She, she was friends with Nazis, like literal Nazis. So, yeah, I could see not wanting to claim her. She's kind of like Dawkins for me. It's like that. Nope. You can that one's. You can keep that one. I don't. I know he's one of us, but he's not really one of us. You know what I mean?
And I just wanted to dive into that project because I think we're all sensing a panic and it's real. But I also want you to know that it's good. It seems crazy. You're like, no, everybody.
Sometimes panicking is good. It's like when you see a horror movie. Because the thing you're panicking about isn't real, and so it's adventurous feel.
It's out of control. It feels like things are getting dangerous. Yeah, but it feels to me like it's the last squeals of a dying demon. We're going to speak more about.
Yeah, dude, this lady is insane. Holy, it's the final squeals. Don't say squeals if you're trying to be menacing. Talking about a demon, don't use the word squeals. Don't do that. Use like the scream, or the shout, the scream and shout. I'm out of words. Kevin, what is yell? Yell. That was good. Yeah. Roar's good too. Roar, right? Yeah.
That as well as CERN and what they discovered. We have to totally revisit that was happening at CERN just after a brief.
Yeah, Panic at the Disco's okay. They're not too bad.
Message.
That one, the goddamn door song, got really old. They played it too much. I don't think I'd hate it as much if they didn't play it every 4 songs.
From our sponsors. All right.
Well, this has been fun, but I think it's time to check some other stuff out, right? But maybe we can come back to that. I actually this, what am I gonna say? I think, oh no, not this Sunday. I think that next Wednesday, that's when we're doing. And I'm going to schedule it as soon as I'm done here. We're going to do a members only live stream. And so we can take a look at the other half of that because that is pretty fun. But it's still going on. And I'm kind of just over it at this point. But I did mean to go over this, and I hadn't ever watched this. It's only 5 minutes long, and it came out, I don't know, 6 months ago, something like that. Came out a while ago, but you see who's on the cover there. He's wrong. He's wrong. And that he is me. Matt Powell responded to 3 seconds of a 3-hour live stream that I did. And but you know, it still made me feel good that he had to sit through that entire live stream to play 3 seconds that he thought he could refute. But let's check it out. Come on, Maddie, let's do it. I regard Christianity. Hitler was a Christian. This is too funny too. I regard Christianity as the most fatal, seductive life. Where did he get this? Because I'm pretty sure Hitler was a Christian.
Many people today are.
It's funny too, because you see how I didn't even say that I know. I was like, I'm pretty sure, you know. And then he goes on to be like, I actually know all this stuff. I think I know. Okay, that's how I think about stuff. It's just decide that I know everything.
The opinion that Adolf Hitler was a Bible-believing Christian. And the reason that some people think that is because Hitler did masquerade himself as a Christian.
Oh, he did. Oh. Okay, so that's then why people say that whole thing, because you're kind of acting like I was so stupid and wrong for saying that. And you're like, well, hold on, he did go around saying that he was a Christian like all the time for like a long time.
And he would go to different churches and try and identify with people who identified with Christianity. And so the mainstream media at the time took this.
There wasn't I think that's all there was at that time. There was just the one stream. You didn't have side streams of media, dude.
And ran with it and made it appear as if Adolf Hitler was in fact a believer in Jesus Christ. But after Adolf Hitler died, his journal was discovered. And all of the things that he actually really believed in his heart were also made known to mankind. Many people had then come to realize that Adolf Hitler was not in any way Christian whatsoever, that he was in fact an atheist.
Oh my gosh. Isn't that weird that Hitler had to keep his atheism secret until after he died? Doesn't that kind of make us seem like we're actually better than you guys, since he was so happily publicly telling everybody that he was a Christian just before, you know, genociding 6 million Jews? And that was fine. That you're like, yeah, no, that fits all together. But he's like, I better not tell anybody I'm an atheist, though, because that would go against all of my beliefs and stuff.
In Hitler's journal, he said this: the heaviest blow that ever struck humanity was the coming of Christianity. Our epoch will certainly see the end of the disease of Christianity. So Hitler thought that Christianity was a disease, and his goal during his reign as the Führer was to, in fact, rid Christianity from the land. He even went on.
No, he didn't. He used it, man. It's so funny because, like, he basically, here's the thing. The reason, and this happens a lot with Hitler, right? Because he kind of does the Trump thing. It's crazy the amount of similarities between those dudes. But he does the Trump thing where, like, he'll use somebody or an institution, but yeah, until he doesn't need it anymore, or until it's slightly not loyal to him, and then he completely throws it under the bus. He did the exact same thing with the socialists. That's why the word socialist is in the name of the party. Well, because he was trying to court the unions and stuff. And people, of course, at the time were like, yeah, unions are good, you know, giving people fair wages and good working conditions and whatnot. Those are good things. Okay? And then, you know, as soon as he had used up all of the support that he needed from those people, he went back and started criminalizing them to the point where he was literally hunting socialists down and putting them in the camps and stuff. So it's kind of funny that, you know, the name is in his party name, but yet he was hunting these people down by the end of his reign, because He just used people until they were not useful anymore, and then just went after them.
And to say that the best thing is to let Christianity die a natural death. The slow death has something comforting about it. Now, I don't.
He said it was a devout. W. Stubbs said he was about a devout Roman Catholic. Yeah, and again, that was like his public, like what he was saying public. They're talking about what they found in his diary after the fact, which is just kind of funny because, you know, who cares? That's what I was like, who gives a shit, man? This actually hurts your whole point, dude.
I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty crazy to me.
It does.
I mean, who wants to die a slow death, right? That's pretty delusional.
Wait, what?
The slow death has something comforting about it. Now, I don't know about you, but that's...
Well, if it's really slow, then it's basically just living, you know?
Sounds pretty crazy to me. I mean, who wants to die a slow death, right? That's pretty delusional.
Like, make it fast, make it, yeah, make it quick, and, yeah, and painless.
He said the dogma of Christianity gets worn away by the advances of science. Religion will have to make more and more concessions. Gradually, the myths crumble.
Yeah, and bad people can be right about stuff sometimes. Wasn't right about a whole lot of shit, but it was right about that.
So Adolf Hitler did all of these things because of his anti-Christ views, because he believed that Jesus was a myth and that evolution and Darwinism was true. Even a rich front.
So that's what it is. It's the Darwinism, y'all. That's why, because he believed in the science of evolution, and that's why, you know, he did all the things he did.
Had said this. He said if Hitler believed in anything at all, that it was in the laws of evolution, which justified and sanctified his actions, and especially...
What's up, Big John? How we doing, dude? Said Jesus sure does get pissed off. I know, right? That's because Jesus, you know, Jesus invented Hitler. Did you know that?
Actually, his cruelties. So that was why Hitler did what he did, was because he believed in Darwinian evolution.
Because he believed in the, you know, the theory and science. That's what made him hurt all, you know, and unalive all those people. Fucking what, man?
He believed in the false religion of evolution by...
What? No, it's not a religion. Like, define religion. Like, what does the word religion even mean? If you're just going to say that evolution is a religion.
Natural selection. I mean, he would even strap people down on tables and inject blue dye into their eyes.
Okay, he didn't do that. Dr. Mengele did, who worked for him. Like, you know, but still, you know, get your facts straight, Matt.
Try to get them to evolve faster, right? Because he thought that the Norwegians were the most superior.
Very good. That was actually pretty good timing. And didn't he call them Aryan or whatever, the Aryan race, which is not even actually a thing. It's just like blonde hair and blue-eyed people, but they were trying to make a whole race out of it. Yeah, it's funny you brought that up, Jasper. Said Owen Telltale Morgan wrote a book, Was Hitler an Atheist? I actually read it for responding to this video, and then I forgot to do it.
And keep in mind that atheists will do everything they can to stop this video. They'll do everything.
Literally putting it out on my channel. Just being like, hey, everybody, look at Matt Powell saying the stupid stuff again.
Everything they can to debunk what I'm saying. But they're not debunking me. They would have to debunk fact, because this is what Hitler wrote.
Theo said Hitler was actually anti-Christianity and anti-atheism. That's right, same time. Because you weren't allowed to be an atheist and be in the military, right, Theo? I feel like I remember that. Because atheists, well, let me put it this way. Theists are easier to control. It just is true, man. Like, when you dedicate yourself to a belief system, that leaves you open for someone to show up and go, oh, since you dedicated yourself to this belief system, guess what? You're supposed to be doing X, Y, and Z things that I'm, and it leaves you completely open. You're like, well, I guess I got to listen to it because, you know, I did dedicate my life to that belief system, and so I got to behave the way that he says I got to believe. He sounds like he knows my belief system better than I do. I got to do what he says.
In his journal, he might have masqueraded as a Christian, but in the end, the truth was made known. So don't allow people to deceive your kids. Or
Sam said that Theo said he overtly rejected atheism, associating it with Jewish Bolshevism. I don't know, that it's that godless communism is what it is. Wait a second, I thought he was a communist.
Yourself even into thinking that Adolf Hitler was a Christian, because Adolf Hitler was in fact an atheist.
Because he told everybody that he was a Christian, like a lot, you know, and then never told anybody that he was an atheist. So I could see why you would think. Well, so one understanding of the universe has become widespread, the Christian doctrine will be convicted of absurdity. Yeah. I mean, which is kind of crazy that it, you know, that even really needs to be said. I mean, it's a book with a talking donkey and a talking snake and a God sacrificing himself to himself. I feel like it's pretty clear the absurdity of that religion. I mean, just because this bad person said it doesn't mean it's wrong. That was pretty good. Hold on, I'm going to put up Ryan. Put up Ryan's. That was pretty funny. That sounds like bullshit. That was good. Thank you. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. That's all right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Whoa, Hitler, as I have consistently maintained. Well, I don't know why I needed to make that point there. Is an evolutionist. He has consciously sought to make the practice of Germany conform to evolution. Okay. His like weird interpretation of it though, but whatever.
We also know that he hated the church. If you look at his table talk, if you look at Martin Bormann, or you look at someone like Traudo Junge, his secretary, her memoir, in which she states that he regarded the church as the most weak and pathetic of all things.
Yeah, once he didn't need it anymore. Because this is why you get all this conflicting shit, man. Is because Hitler at one point said that he did love the church and that he totally supported them. And he's always going to give them what they want because they're the good, smart, right people that are believing the good stuff. And then as soon as he's just give me all the power, just give me absolute power, and I will make it so that you are treated better than everybody else. How about that? And then gave him the absolute power. He's like, nah, I'm just kidding. I'm done with you. Go to jail. Yeah, I hate Christianity. Like that was what he did.
He loathed the church. He certainly wasn't a Christian. He didn't read the Bible. He didn't go to church. He despised Jesus Christ. There is no way that he was
everything is true. You just make stuff up. Yep.
A follower of Christ. I think one of the more disturbing things for me, of course, is that he grew up in a country which had been profoundly Christian, but had turned away from Christianity. It's not to say that everyone who turns away from Christianity is going to turn to Nazism, but it does say this.
Well, it's kind of weird because, you know, Nazism seems to, I mean, almost 100% consist of nothing but Christians. So it's kind of weird that you're saying this because there aren't even any atheist neo-Nazis that I know about.
That the ground conditions for Nazism and extreme ideologies is set when a country moves away from its Christian foundation. So was Hitler a Christian? No, he wasn't a Christian. If he had been a Christian, would he have done what he had?
And he explicitly condemned mythicism, occultism, and neo-paganism. If at all, he was some form of pantheist. Oh, okay. I see that. But again, like, wasn't he obsessed with occultism? Like, wasn't he? I thought I remember, like, him trying. He was like obsessed with finding cryptids and stuff, and the occult. But damn, I can't remember where. I was reading about that. Anyway.
Done? No, not at all. And if his country had continued to follow Christianity, we would not have had the Holocaust.
Hitler was a Christian. If he, look, there's me again. Blurred up me. Just all blurry. There's Matt Powell giving a sermon. And he's going to buzz through every single objection to Christianity one by one. Didn't even cover anything I said. Didn't even tell me I was wrong. I don't even know why he played that. What was the point of that when the video ends? He literally played like half a second of me throughout that was the longest thing he had me say. It had nothing to do with anything. Jesus Christ. Ridiculous. Get better, Matt Powell. I was hoping for a legit takedown video where my feelings would be hurt. You can make fun of my stupid hat or something. Nope, none of that. Ridiculous. All right, let's see what this one's going on about.
I get comments all the time that say that I just need to trust God. But the Bible itself proves why God is not trustworthy. Let's look at Genesis.
Look at her face.
God tells Abraham to prove his loyalty by unaliving his son.
It's funny because I wasn't even going to go to that one. I was going to say he lies to Adam and Eve about on that day you shall surely die. Both in Genesis. So it's kind of funny that he picked a different one. But both are horrific, I'd say. One more horrific than the other.
That's not love. That's psychological abuse. I get comments all the time.
Oh, she doesn't even say anything. Okay, never mind. I thought she was going to chime in at some point here with some kind of debunking. And she's just like, "No, I'm just gonna make a face at it." That's my argument. Is that's it. That's all she's got. Jesus. All right. What else we're gonna do here? Damn, I was gonna hold on. There was one. I guess I didn't start it. Texas Sharia. Oh, that's what my mom was talking about. Damn it. Never mind. It was Ruslan, and he was talking about them. Wait, okay. How long is this one? 15 minutes. Dating women is gay. That is pretty funny, honestly. Hold up. I'm kind of curious what his take is on Fuentes.
The red pill neo-Nazi.
Given that, he's a Christian, but I guess because Ruslan could be like, but he's Catholic though. So, that's why the Nazi stuff, but
Grifters decided to all get together over the weekend and dance to Kanye's Heil Hitler and just kind of make a complete mockery of themselves. Okay, so I had to.
Yeah, y'all see that? They were, and it was like the dorkiest. Oh my God, they're like the most lame people ever. They were just sitting around listening to that song, and Nick Fuentes was with the Sneeko, whatever. All these weirdos.
Had to react to this clip, courtesy of Milk Bar TV as well. This is something else. You got Sneeko, you got Nick Fuentes, you got the Tate Brothers, you got Myron from Fresh and Fit. And the sad part about this video is that Kanye actually took down the Hallelujah song and made it a Hallelujah. So them even dancing to or like celebrating this.
Hold on. What's up, Deep State? Deep State said the guy who wrote the Theological Dictionary of the New Testament, Gerhard Kettle, spent his entire life in Christian academia. He was the only one of them that no one saw the evil coming until 1933. Theological Dictionary of the New Testament is actually used in most seminaries today. What is it? Althouse was also a big time Christian leader, and he delighted in the state administration of religion, and his checklist for what he wanted politically is the same as the evangelicals. I mean, that tracks. I can see that. It's kind of creepy. I mean, look at what evangelicals are doing right now. They're absolutely cheering on, big government, even though they're supposed to not be for big government. Cheering on big government, military, thugs, federal police thugs going over state lines to terrorize brown people in Minnesota. But yeah, so I'm kind of not surprised.
Is hilarious because he seems to be, hopefully, God willing, changing on this stuff, right? With the apologies to the Jews and all the stuff that he's done, right? So anyway, this is going viral over the weekend, which to me is just...
Did Nick Fuentes apologize to the Jews? Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was Kanye.
Just shows you where these guys are in terms of trying to maintain relevancy.
Yo, Myron is so fucking heterosexual. He's like, we don't need women to survive. I'm like, well, life is better. He's like, we don't need them. We don't. There's other.
Oh my God, this guy. He has been like, what? Who hurt you, man? Like, what woman hurt you, dude? Because you need to let that shit go. It's wrecking your whole life, man.
There are ways to derive pleasures where you don't need humans.
Yeah, it's called gay sex, is what it did. Everybody thought I was going to say masturbation, but it didn't. I said gay sex. See, that's called a misdirect.
Sneako's face here, rightfully so. If you don't know who these guys are, they were all in kind of like the red pill space a couple years ago. Now they're in the anti-Israel space, and they decided.
You're not gonna. You don't want to go on. You sure they're just not in the pro-racism space? You don't want to go with that one?
To just have like a big mandate over the weekend, and so Milk Bar TV posted this together, and it probably just consisted of a big sausage fest and them hanging out together and not talking to women at a club, and a lot
hanging out together and not talking to women. Okay, Ruslan, but that is true. That is what they did because they're a bunch of incel losers.
A lot of these guys are like my age or older, and they're out at a club in the middle of the night with nothing better to do.
Yeah, women are a luxury, bro.
They're a luxury.
Now, the next thing that I want to go over is how to use makeup as a male.
How to use makeup as a male.
Man.
Oh man.
The sound effects are driving me crazy, dude. You got to stop it. You got to stop it with the sound effects.
Is this your guys' kings now? How to use makeup as a male?
And how to look smack with it. So right now, I am infertile, but I'm not able to have a kid right now.
Man, this is 19 years old. He's talking about he's infertile because I think he's on the roids.
Yeah, you can't do too much of those testosterone things, dude. They fuck up your balls,
So you're not producing any testosterone?
Don't do that.
No.
Oh my God!
But like when I was
Dick Play, yeah. Oh yeah, I met this guy. I actually met the president with this guy. Oh, we're all Nazis.
14, yeah. I thought I was gay. I watched it.
Whoa!
For me.
Whoa!
It's not for me. I saw bro, I went to a gay nightclub with my gay friend.
This is such an odd choice. So his whole thing is to be like, oh, they're gay. They're gay Nazis. So that's bad. Actually, he hasn't even mentioned the Yahtzee thing. I don't know if I'm supposed to be saying that. Is that a word I can say? Can I say no? Don't say it. Okay. The Yahtzees. So he hasn't even really mentioned the Yahtzee thing. Just that they listen to a Yahtzee anthem, ironically written by a black guy that is also racist, like really, really anti-Semitic, and probably everything else. But yeah, not mentioning that too much, but the gay stuff, that really, swear to God, these evangelicals got like their priorities just completely upside down.
It's like I went to go visit my friend in Mass.
I have never seen these clips before in my life.
Just like, let's go to a club. It was a gay club.
This dude is so open-minded that his brain fell out.
I'm not complaining, but I saw a muscular dude
twerking glitter off of his back. And I know that I'm not gay.
Yo, Nick, I'm gonna bring some girls over for you.
I'm good.
Okay, that is pretty funny. Nick Fuentes. Please don't. I'm good. I'm on the ladies coming over. I kind of, it makes me continuously throw up in my mouth when I get nervous, and then
We're really being honest.
Never having a girlfriend, never having
To the woman, it really makes you more heterosexual. Because honestly, dating women is scary.
Dating women is gay. This is saying how this.
Dude, you gotta stop with the sounds, man. Okay. I mean, the only cool sound that you could go with.
Are you about to engage in blasphemy?
And I am, but that's the only cool one. All the other sounds, it's annoying.
Getting married is gay. These are the heroes of the chronically online, of the woke right, if you will.
The woke right? What? The Yahtzees are the woke right. Are you? What is happening to the world, dude? We've broken our collective societal brace.
And this is when he went on a date with this gay streamer, which they live streamed apparently, and he also kind of been caught.
Look at his look. He's like, like he's eyeing him there, He's like eyeing him.
Public with a couple other gay men, specifically Destiny.
Catboy era. Nick got lost in that.
Destiny's gay.
And Catboy put sauce and live streamed himself going on a 10-hour date with a guy he was obviously
10 hours. Holy crap! Like, who goes on a date for 10 hours? 10 up. That had to be a misspin. They're just exaggerating, right?
Attracted to. Keep throwing dildos. Where's Caddy?
It's so normal too. Like, that's why I was like funny, because like the self-hate aspects of the Yahtzeeism stuff is kind of what continuously draws these people, I think, into more hateful territory until you sound like Nick Fuentes, right? Because it's like this self-hate and bigot thing, and it's almost like if I hate somebody else more, then I'll hate somebody else more so than I hate myself. And so, the juxtaposition will make it so that I'm like feeling a little bit better about myself. I don't know how it works psychologically, but I feel like it's something in that ballpark.
Me and Nick were hanging out last night. Looks like, yeah.
Oh, because of all the hold on, let me pull up the question so I can answer it more sufficiently. Where is it? Oh. Gisela said, why is everything blurred? Because of all the penises. Gisela, the penises. Okay? That's and they're all over the place. Okay. These groypers constantly with the penises.
Average to the day. Yeah, when you go with your friend on the lip.
Yeah, you kiss your friend on the lips. Okay.
So, you have a shower with your friends, guys.
Does Nick even talk to me?
Oh my gosh. They just all feel like children, but like terrible children that nobody should ever want to be around. Yeah, why does Ruslan get to see what's behind the blur, but we don't? Yeah, it's kind of unfair. And I'm not even offended by that kind of stuff. In fact, I enjoy it almost equally as much as I do, the straight kind of kinky. Never mind.
This is way worse than I thought it was. I saw this floating around the internet with Nick Fuentes. I didn't know it was this bad, though.
I missed it too. They bullied me out of it. I had to capitulate for the sake of optics and say, no. We want to be trad and get married, and women are awesome. Buddy,
God, they all are just a bunch of like woman. Like, it's literally the gay bad woman haters club. It's like the He-Man, except they're not He-Men. Because He-Men are tough.
Bro, fagin' thought. Would you rather have sex with a transsexual, which is a legitimate 10, or a woman, which is a legitimate 1?
What? A legit. Hold on. I'm sorry.
Bro, banging thought. Would you rather have sex with a transsexual, which is a legitimate 10?
You mean trans woman? Is that what? I guess that's what he's trying to say. I think you mispronounced it because he doesn't know how anything works. But
or a woman, which is a legitimate 1?
One of both. Can we just? I can't do both. I can't pick both. Oh well, I can't choose that because I mean, I guess I would go with the trans woman, right? Because she's 10. Isn't that what he said? We're talking about her being a 10. Yeah, hell yeah. Give me the trans woman. He's like so freaked out by this. Holy Lord, get the hell out of here, dude. Like, why is it so weird? Jesus. So that made no. So many of these Christians are like angry about trans women because they're so into it. Because that's what they see when they close their eyes. And when they close their eyes and would their pants. Yeah, with their pants. That's what they see.
Sense. Oh, no.
What are we talking about?
What is straight? What is gay? It's all a big sliding spectrum. What?
Spectrum? Yes. Oh, spectrum. Got it. Yeah. I mean, that is for me, but I'm pansexual, so I don't really, I don't really put up borders like that. Are they good looking? And fun. I think fun is very important. You need to be able to have fun in that room.
They're gonna sit here and go, oh no, stay to bang making posts with the dicks. I counted that argument.
Okay, you heard that too. Speculum.
Gay to bang Hulk Hogan with a. Effectively, this is the way.
What? Why is he talking so fast? Like, can you not play him in normal speed or something?
Sliding spectrum. What? Because they're gonna sit here and go, oh no, stay to bang making posts with the dicks. I counted that argument. It's gay to bang Hulk Hogan with a. Effectively, this is.
I'm so confused. I didn't get any of that. It's gay to bang Hulk Hogan, but I don't know.
What? Gosh, I've never seen these clips.
Since what? Straw sits on the cam.
Can you summarize? Because I'm very confused myself. What did he just say? Because you've got this weird effect on his voice, and you got it cranked up to like 7x.
Now, when the girl is on cam, she will go like this on her laptop and pretend to type, and you will actually reply to all the guys. Now, what do you say to the men when you're typing to them in private messages? Sell your beautiful self.
It's so weird that this dude is like seen as like the masculine guy, and his voice is high. He's small. His neck is like super thin. He doesn't have like a big, like Spider-Man looks like more built than he does. It's just strange.
Oh, thank you. Get my Snapchat then. I'm more horny on Snap.
Sex is for making children. Any man who has sex with a woman because it feels good is gay.
Andrew Tate said that. Sex is for it's for making children. Any man who has sex with women because it feels good is gay. Oh my God. I can't remember who it was. It might have been Actual Jake, who's very funny. If you're not familiar with Actual Jake, he's pretty great. He kind of does like a lot very similar to what I do. And I think it was him. He like quoted that on Twitter, and it's like, well, we've reached full we've reached full we've gone full circle, and now they're saying that having sex with women is gay. It's like, holy shit. Oh my God, dude, really?
Be serious about you.
Yeah, Jake's pretty great, right?
Nothing else matters. Yeah. What's all?
I'd love to get him on the show, have him hang out.
Oh, I should. If I were to come out and said that I was gay, nobody would say a word to me. I'd be a hero.
The only dinner a woman will ever go.
This is so weird. He's showing all these clips of people that have literally said like disgusting genocidal type shit, and his and he thinks it makes more sense to be like, but they're gay though. That's the real bad thing that they're doing. They're being gay when they do all this. What the fuck?
Is when I'm meeting other men, but like a one-on-one dinner with a girl is a mistake.
What?
and a waste of fucking time.
Dude, has he said anything other than what? And I've never seen this before. What? I've never seen this before. What?
Come on, 3 hours of garbage.
Let me take you what a dinner with me and a woman looks like.
Yeah.
Woman sits next to me, looks hot. The other man at the table respect that. When we talk about business, I genuinely ignore her every time.
This is something else, man.
What? Genuinely what? I cannot understand these people. Turn it down.
Yeah.
Woman sits next to me, looks hot. The other man at the table respect that. When we talk about business, I genuinely ignore her every time.
This is something else.
I've got nothing. I don't know. And I genuinely, what the hell was that?
Man, I didn't know these guys were that far. I knew they were goofs, but I didn't know it was this bad.
You can't get a girlfriend. It's like, so you tell me what I should do. Should I change who I am? And I'm going to call her.
You're a Christian, man. Like, that's all you guys do is tell each other what you're supposed to do.
Inside the line, so a woman will do me the favor of rubbing like and have a great rest of your evening.
This is when he allegedly got caught looking at G.
It's like a actual. They put like the rainbow flag up, just so everybody's aware here. Okay, this is just a regular blur. All right, this is a gay blur. All right,
AY corn. Okay,
how he said
I'm not gonna play that. It's censored, but
yeah, we got that because of the the pride flag. We got it.
He blamed. Can you guess who he blamed for this? He blamed the Jews.
Of course,
Wow. Yeah. So
they have that the hacking. They got that those hackers, and then they can just get in there, show your audience gay porn.
They all got together and were partying and posting all kinds of weird photos over the weekend.
Sitting there doing C. Kyles and stuff. He's got nothing to say about that. That's fine. That's not, we all say that over in the Christianity side of things. So that's not a big deal. But the gay stuff, that's something we need to be concerned about.
And man, this is something else.
Yeah, 100%. Theo said it just oozes misogynist incel out of every pore. Gay P word.
This is something else. I was not expecting it to be that bad.
No, yeah, we got it. Do you have anything you want to add that isn't the same thing that you've said 7 times? You got anything new? Just say words. Any words will do.
Okay.
Okay.
If I'm honest, it was bad. But you know what else was bad?
You said it's bad. It's bad. I wasn't. It was bad. It was bad. That's all I got.
Was Nick Fuentes' take on Jeffrey Epstein being so? Remember, he thinks Hitler was cool, and some of you guys thought that was base. Now he thinks Jeffrey Epstein's cool. All right, so check this out.
Sometimes you got to be the villain. Epstein's my boy, dude. Let's just be honest. Epstein was cool as there. I said it. Oh, okay. What are you gonna do? Go ahead, cancel me.
The internet broke our brains, y'all. Dude, our society, it's broken. We have shut it down. We need to shut it down, y'all. We need to start just breaking the internet down. We need it gone. It's gonna end us all. All right. We need to go back to like writing handwritten letters and shit. This is insane.
Yeah, I said it. Jeffrey Epstein was cool as. Now what? God. Go ahead, cancel me. Do it.
So
it's like he's like. It's all it is that he just says the stuff that he knows that everybody will go, oh, pay attention to him. He just said a thing that you're not supposed to say. Everybody click on it. Click on it because he said a thing you can't say. You can't say that, but he just did anyway.
So sometimes we have to be the villain. Sometimes we have to be on a villain arc. That's okay. I'll be a little unpopular. I've been unpopular before.
It's weird that you're so popular. Man, it's kind of freaking me out, man. It's really straight. It's almost like the Republicans have made the entire country evil, like overnight with Twitter or something.
Yeah,
it's like Elon Musk bought Twitter. Everybody's brainwashed and evil. in Yahtzees, just like overnight.
The Epstein take is just really goofy, because
Goofy.
it's like
goofy's the word you want to use for that? Is that the right word? Sure, not disgusting, awful, like
edgelord humor for the sake of edgelord humor. There's no value to it. Now, why am I showing you guys this? I'm showing.
I don't know. Do you know? I don't think you know.
Showing you guys this because this just shows how incoherent their worldview is. And then
they're Christians, dude. Like what? It's amazing. They be like, other than that part of their worldview, which is correct, but the rest of it, the other parts.
Well, like Nick to then sprinkle a little bit of Jesus to this sort of stuff just makes it even worse, because remember, Nick is claiming that he's a Catholic. He's a practicing Catholic, the Latin Mass, yada yada yada. A lot of my Catholic friends despise that he claims to be a Catholic. They don't want to own him.
Oh, really? They're not down. Okay, that's surprising coming from a Catholic anyway. You know, they have so much to be proud of over there with their religion.
But this goes back to what we started with in the original aspect of this conversation, which is the passage in Ephesians. When we go to Ephesians, we discover, for we are not fighting against flesh and blood enemies.
I think we're going to have to make this this might have to be the new, like, the devil comes as an angel of light drinking game that we all play all the time. Because, goddamn, they say this shit constantly.
But against evil rulers and authorities of the unseen.
Hey, what's up, Bree? How you doing? What's going on?
World. Okay, against mighty powers in the dark world and against evil spirits in the heavenly places. That there's a real war happening right now, and it is in an unseen world. And whether that is coming from...
It's a real war that is completely and utterly undetectable by anybody. But it's very, very real.
The far left radicals that are storming the churches, or whether it's coming from folks on the far right that just...
That's what I was looking for. I was trying to find the far left radicals that are storming the churches. The churches that are pastored by ICE agents. So yeah, don't leave that out. All right. They weren't just storming churches for no reason, dipshit.
Want to hate anything that the Jews do and want to hate everything that's happening in marriage and family, and think cool and think Jeffrey Epstein is cool. There is a war in the unseen realm, and often it tries to add a faux Christianity on top of it to make it look appealing. And so if you
that's I like how you said, because that makes people like it. Yeah. Once you say it's a Christian, then you know that gives it a veneer of awesomeness.
You don't see these things creeping in, if you don't see these things happening, if you don't see the actual radicalization of young men on the internet, and the need to speak into that, you have something else coming to you. I promise you, this stuff is going to hit your circle at one point or another. When you start discovering that your nephews or your friend,
he is so he's flustered right now. That's like all the gay stuff. I think maybe it got him a little worked up. You know, he was like, it's hot in here. It's hot. Ooh, my pants feel tight. All of a sudden, it's the skinny jeans fit really good yesterday. Oh, it's like a hole. Wow, it feels like something's in there or something.
Or your brothers, your little brothers, whoever, that they're passing around clips of him translated in English to AI and saying, this is the preacher that they really don't want you to hear about. This stuff is happening. And people are
what? I'm sorry.
Passing around clips of him translated in English to AI.
Oh, Hitler. Okay. Because I feel like you need to call him like Shitler or something, dude.
And saying, this is the preacher that they really don't want you to hear about. This stuff is happening, and people are getting radicalized. And again, whether they're going in the far left or the far right, I think it's ultimately the same thing. It's all godless. It's all Christless. And
what the hell is a far left? Like, I don't understand that sort of thing. I mean, just because when you get to the far left, it's an economic theory. You know what I mean? They're like, yeah, what if money was non-existent? Like, ooh, like that's so scary. Like, what the hell are you talking about?
They try to sprinkle faith on it, but it's not It's not the Jesus of the Bible. And so what is the solution? The solution is to anchor yourself in Jesus. In Colossians chapter,
didn't Jesus like say a bunch of racist stuff? Yeah, like where he called people, called the non-Hebrews or whatever dogs. He's like, I didn't come for the dogs. That is anybody that's not a Hebrew. I came for the house of Israel, whatever.
Chapter 1, verse 15, we see how Jesus is supreme over all other things. Colossians 1:15 says, the Son is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn over all creation. For
and it's the image of the invisible God.
In him, all things were created, things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or powers or rulers or authorities, all things have been created through him and for him. He is before all things, and in him all things hold together.
Wouldn't he was like all the I feel like the tense is all off. It would be he was before all things. You can't say he is before. Come on, what are you doing?
And he is the head of the body, the church. He is the beginning and the firstborn from among the dead, so that in every
don't skip over from the dead. What did you just say? From the dead? What? I'm so confused. It's almost as if all this crap doesn't make sense.
He might have the supremacy. So it's not about white supremacy. It's not about black supremacy. It's not about Jews in Israel. It's not about being red pilled. It's not about any of this nonsense. It's about Christ's
equality.
Supremacy.
It's all called it's about Christ's supremacy. Jesus Christ. Why? But of course it can't be about equality. That's bad. It's about Jesus' supremacy. And you wonder why the concept of supremacy just comes out so often.
Jesus is supreme over all things. For God was pleased to have all his fullness dwell in him, and through him to reconcile to himself all things, things on earth or things in heaven, by making peace through his blood shed on the cross. Once you were alienated.
God, it's like even this dude that's like reads this type of insane crap all the time is still like tripping over his words because the words are such insane crap.
From God, and you were enemies in your minds because of your evil behavior. So all of us have been alienated. All of us have had evil behavior, but now he has reconciled.
No, I don't think that's true. We're literally watching these people that are actual Yahtzees that have said like genocidal stuff. And then you're like, but we're all evil. We're all, no, we're not. No, that's not anywhere near that sort of thing. And it's really weird when you try to take all moral standards and sort of just put them on the same level like that. It's almost as if that kind of belief system would attract the worst kind of people on planet Earth.
You, by Christ's physical body through death, to present you holy in his sight. So there is a beautiful exchange that's happening in Christ's physical body. And then
that was the next album that I was working on. First album was called A Nation's Prayer. That's right, a funk album. And the second album was going to be called The Great Exchange, about the undead carpenter ghosts that needed to get tortured and murdered because God can't forgive people otherwise. Really saying stuff here.
And us being presented holy in God's sight, without blemish and free from accusation. If you continue in your faith, established and firm, and do not move from the hope held out in the gospel, this is the.
It's so hard to like read this stuff because it's like you could see it like struggling so badly to try to say these words, but they're just words that don't go next to each other like ever in any other sense. These are words that do not sit next to each other at all, and yet that's why he's like tripping all over himself.
Gospel that you heard and that has been proclaimed to every creature under heaven, and of which I, Paul, have became a bondservant. I love that in this book of Colossians, you should read the entire book, that Christ is supreme over all things, and not just supreme. It says that all things have been created through him and for him. Okay, that Jesus is ultimate.
All right, enough out of you. All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging out. This was fun. Oh, hold on. Oh, my chat like froze. Huh? I was wondering. I'm like, where'd it go? Yeah, the chat froze up in my thing for some reason. Let's see. Storm is just a code name. Her real name is Aurora Monroe. Oh. Who is that? Who is that? We said, yeah. It turns out there's commandments in the Bible not to mistreat the aliens or the orphans or the poor that Christians don't care. But Christians don't care about that. I know it's really strange the way they manage to love the Bible so much and yet take away every lesson that isn't the good stuff in the Bible, which is not, there's not much good stuff in the Bible, but they still manage to like love the book but hate the actual good stuff. It's incredible. So who the heck thinks Jeffrey Epstein is cool? He was the scum of the earth. And Denise Glasser wouldn't let Trump or Epstein anywhere near her fundraisers because those pigs couldn't keep their hands off. Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, I'd say his fundraiser, like also because Trump would just steal all the money. He's not even allowed to have charities anymore. He's been banned from charities because like you can't be trusted to raise money for poor people. You just take it all. Which is just quite insane if you think about it. But so why are we reading the Bible? I didn't follow 100%. Don't worry, none of us did. Don't worry about it. It's okay. It's not. I don't think it's followable 100%. It's just, people that are dishonest with themselves will pretend to follow it 100%. But anyway, well, if all things were created through him and for him, and then he enjoys it when worms eat children's eyeballs. Okay. And when Trump violates people in countries, why would anyone serve a God like that? I don't know. That is a very good question. So yes, the Christ man supremacy, where people decide they speak for the Christ man, and then they become in Christ, did and begotten, and then they become bigoted. Yeah, all that. I think that is exactly what they do. All right, so I gotta wrap her up. But hey, if you enjoyed this kind of content, then you can.
Are you about to engage in blasphemy?
No, not that. That's the wrong button. That was my blasphemy button. That's not what I meant to do. Where is it? Oh, if you like this kind of content, then just go ahead and smack that like button. I'd appreciate it. Or you can finger the like button. Okay. Either way it works good. But all right, Joe. Thanks so much for hanging out. This was a lot of fun, and we will be seeing you next time. If you want to support the show, there's a bunch of different ways you could do that. And where are they? Oh, they're all right here on this one. Yeah. You can become a patron. You can donate on Cash App. You can become a member by subscribing and then bashing that join button. You can email me at punkapostate@gmail.com. Join our Discord and follow me on all the socials. Look, if you have art type stuff, check out the background that we had today. That was Jess from How to Rule an Asteroid. So if you want to do something like that, I'm going to cycle through as many of them as I get. So head into the Discord and drop your design there, and and we'll take a look. It'll be fun. But all right, y'all, I gotta get out of here. But hey, the main thing is to stay logical, stay loving, stay skeptical, and compassionate, and we will see you next time.